Hey loves, welcome to my channel. I am Chantal Gerardi. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. As you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be a story time, and it's my first story time ever. But yeah, I was a bit bored yesterday, and I went on my Instagram and I asked if you guys would ask questions, and I got this question which was very interesting to me, and it's something that I really wanted to talk about. So I decided I'll put it into a bit of a story time and then just share my thoughts. So this beautiful lady asked me, what advice would you give to a young girl struggling with low self-esteem or self-confidence and comparing themselves to other girls? You're really beautiful, by the way. Thank you, and you are too. So I actually went to her page just to check her out, see I was following her, and I was following her, and she only had 2 pictures, but from the looks of things she had a very captivating smile. So this was my response to her. Okay, fine. Before I go into the response, let me just go into the story time. So her question was basically, how do you deal with low self-confidence, and how do you deal with comparing yourself to other people? So my story time, let's just bring it back. I grew up in a very happy and very encouraging home. I used to be affirmed. I was told I was beautiful. I was told I was amazing. I was told I was intelligent. I was capable. I was creative. All of that was fed into me. So growing up, I really didn't have that sense of I am not beautiful or anything like that. Primary school was fine. High school was fine. I've always been like a very strong-minded and strong individual. So with that rooted into my mind, I never really did think about how do I look and stuff like that. Or maybe it didn't matter, because at that age you're really not looking at how am I beautiful or am I confident and stuff like that, or comparing yourself to other kids on the playground. So fast forward to high school. Okay, so I was in high school. I had never dated before, and I was a late bloomer, let's just say that. And then in my upper 6th, that was my final year of high school, I started talking to this guy. He learned at some school. He played rugby. He was everything that you would want when you're in high school, you know, rugby player, football player, sporty person, very cute, you know, everybody else likes him, blah blah blah. You know, the petty shit that you find attractive when you're in high school and you're like 17. That's what drew me to him. So we started talking. He liked me back and he asked me out, and I say no, because I was in my final year and I was super scared of my mom, and my mom would beat the out of him. So I say no, we can still be friends. And he said cool, that's fine. And he had a best friend that he used to always be with, and I was also like really friendly with that guy. We were actually like really good friends. We spoke before I even met this guy or even started talking to the other guy. We were friends because he played rugby, I also played women's rugby, and yeah. And we would also meet at, like, you know, school socials and stuff like that. So he was just like my G like that, you know. And so this guy asked me out again, and I said no. And then like a week after, I hear he's now dating a girl that was at my school, and I didn't pay no mind. Like, I said no to this guy, so I'm not going to be out here acting like a jealous cow. So I said no, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna even ask him. And then I don't know, we were talking on the phone, and then I don't know how it came out of my mouth, and then I was like, you know, the typical thing that women do. Yeah, and they got I don't know what we were talking about, or he was like, are you coming to my, I think he said, are you coming to my game? And I'm like, no, I'm still not going to and stuff like that. And he's like, why are you bringing her up? You've never mentioned her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I was just joking. But I don't know, it's like he flipped a switch, and then he just, you know, cut the phone, and he was pissed. So he didn't speak to me the rest of the night, and then the next day he didn't speak to me, but I was talking to the other guy, the friend. So let's just call him Tawanda. Tawanda is the guy that he had asked me out, and then his friend Tongomti Farai. So I was talking to Farai, and things were chilled. And then that night, he didn't speak to me again. And then his game, and then I didn't go to the game because I'm like, why am I going to the game? Your girlfriend's gonna be there. So I didn't go to the game. And then the night of the game, he didn't speak to me. And then on the Sunday, he put me in a group with Farai. So it was me, Farai, and Tawanda in the group. So he starts going off. He was like, you don't support me, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm like, why is this guy acting? Like, I didn't understand it because I had never experienced it before, and I was completely shocked. So I didn't say anything. I just let him go on, and then he compared me to his girlfriend. Guys, that was the first time I've ever been compared to someone, and that was the first time I started comparing myself to people. He compared me to this girl, and he said, you're dark, anzi unofunga uthi unoshamisira apo ukashiba and mazina akho ali funny. That's what he said. And he said, you're dark skinned, you think you're all that, but you're dark skinned, and you have got funny teeth. So I used to suck my thumb. So this is how my teeth look, like that. And I never got braces. So he said that to me, and I was touched, guys. I got out of the group, deleted his number, deleted Farai's number, because I was like, Farai, you were just there, your friend was saying all of these things to me, and you didn't say anything. That's shady. So you obviously knew that he was going to do this because he is your best friend. So you know if he's going to do something like this, and you said, go ahead, go do it. So I deleted Farai's number, I deleted Tawanda's number. And I didn't speak to them for like 4 or 5 days. And then Tawanda called me apologizing after. And I was like, no, you don't get to come into my space, say stuff like that when you have a girlfriend. I don't know why you're angry at me because I didn't come to your game, but you have a girl and you were comparing me to that girl, but you asked me out twice and I said no. So why are you not comparing me? If you're happy now, then move ahead, move along. That's basically the last thing that I said to him. And then, but still, what he said stuck in my mind. Like, I was now super conscious of my teeth. I already knew my teeth are not the straightest, they're not the cutest. I knew that, but this guy was now driving it into my mind. And now also, like, you are dark. That was never anything that I had noticed. And then I started noticing around me, my whole family is light skinned. Like, my mom's light, my brother's light, my aunts are light, my uncles are light. Like, I am literally the only dark skinned person in my family. Started noticing that. I started noticing all my friends are light. I don't have a dark skinned friend. Well, I did. She was dark. She was gorgeous anyway. But I did not have anyone dark. Like, everyone else around me was light skinned. But these are things that I never ever, I promise you, never ever used to notice. But I started noticing them after this guy said these things, and I got so insecure about how I looked. I hardly smiled. And people would be like, why don't you smile? You've got beautiful dimples. Like, a lot of people didn't know I had dimples, but it was now like consciously I don't smile, even in pictures, a mean mug type of thing. And then my skin tone was another thing. Like, how can I change my skin tone? I've been tempted so many times to buy bleaching products, but I never did. My mom would whoop my ass. That was number one. And two, I was broke. I didn't have money to be buying but I had researched, I had Googled this stuff, I had, done all of these things. And that memory was triggered by what this girl said. So, fast forward a few years later, the guy, he kept continually, while we were in school, he continuously tried to talk to me. He got his other friends to talk to me and just, get the friendship back. But I was like, no, if you're a true friend, doesn't do that. Even if we're play fighting, even if you don't dig into somebody and things that they can't change, So I dated him, dated his friend, dated everyone that was associated with him. But even at school, I still constantly saw this girl. She was gorgeous. That girl was beautiful. But it was never something that had been in my mind that you don't look like her, you don't look like her, you don't look like her. I was always, I'm a whole and full person by myself. Everyone else was gorgeous, sharp. Everyone's doing what they're doing. The only times I would compare myself to people would be, my grades are okay, like geography. I used to be really good at geography. How did this person get an A and I got a B? I need to work on this next term. Or I need to do something so that I get a better grade. Or my other thing would be, that tackle was dope. Why can't I tackle like that? I need to improve my rugby game. Or you know, those type of things. So the things that I was more of concerned with than anything else. But now I was not comparing myself and my looks to other people's, you know, and that just really took a knock on my confidence. But girl doesn't stay down for long, because I have always been affirmed by my family, loved by my family, and it was just something that was new to me, but it's something that started from then on. So when this girl said this, it just brought this memory back. So her question was just, what advice would you give to a young girl struggling with low self-confidence and comparing herself to others? And I just say to her, I'd say stop the comparisons immediately. And I would also say stop following people who make you feel a certain way about yourself and your looks. I was a teen in times where there was no one who looked like me on your social medias that were there, your mixers, your Facebook, your Twitter, or on the magazine covers, because magazines were really big at that time. Your 17, your People magazines, your Glamour, you know, and even on TV. So the only person who at that time looked like me was Joel Kayembe. She was a model, but even then she was just dark, but she was skinny, she had a nice figure, something that you wouldn't, like, you know, relate to yourself. So that was like one of the very few people that were on TV at the time that had a complexion closer to mine. We also had Alekwick, but people also used to make fun of her. So that would also directly translate to, they're laughing at her because of the color of her skin. They're also going to be laughing at me when I leave the room because of the color of my skin. And then I said to her, follow people who look more like you. Now there's an abundance of women who are beautiful, smart, ambitious, funny, and who look exactly like you. I also said, do more of the things that make you feel good about yourself. If it is writing, if it is modeling, if it is working out, facials, makeup. I love makeup. Makeup makes me feel good. Do more things that make you feel good on the inside as well as on the outside. And then I also say, be kinder to yourself. Every single day, say something positive about yourself and others. Choose to see the beauty in yourself, appreciate the beauty in other people, but also just never think less of who you are because of others. So that was my response to her. And I feel like now, unlike the times that we grew up in, we've got so much choice. We can curate the things that we see on social media. A retweet or a repost may make certain things come onto our timelines, but mostly you control what you see. You can control who is on your timeline. You can control what is on your timeline, you know. You can literally be a full-figured, dark-skinned girl who's got big eyes and funny teeth and search on the internet and you'll find Chantal and you follow Chantal and you see that Chantal is happy in who she is. That will encourage you and motivate you to be happy with who you are, and to also know that you're not alone. There are so many people who look like you and they're happy and they're loved. And when you are surrounded more by people who look like you, you will also be able to do things that they're doing that enhance their beauty or that complement or, you know, play up the features that they love. So if you know you're a bigger girl like me, there is no way, like, if you go on my follower account, I do not follow any slender celebrities. Like, it's probably Rihanna, guys. That's the only person I follow. But I follow people who I know look like me. I follow people who I know have a fuller figure, who I know dress the way that will enhance or complement their figures. Those are the type of people I follow. I follow dark-skinned women because even if I'm attempting a makeup look, it will suit me better because I know it suits her better. I follow women who offer more than just looks. I follow women, like most of the women that I follow, they are gorgeous, but they are still following their dreams. They're chasing their dreams. They're kind to people. They're kind to, they love other people. They are just amazing human beings. And that's why I follow them, because I know I see her doing her thing. It's going to motivate me to want to do better for myself and for others, you know. So those are the type of people that I follow. I also follow a lot of content creators who are not your normal beauty standards. I follow people that are way on the other side, you know. I follow people who I know They're gorgeous, but they're not what society deems gorgeous. You know what I mean? Because we know society claps so much for the hourglass shape, but I'm not hourglass. I'm pear-shaped. I have a little bit of tummy, I have a little bit of thigh, I have a little bit of arm, and I don't look like the Fashion Nova model. I don't look like the Boohoo model, but I know that there is Thick Leonce. I know that there are so many people that I can follow. There's Queen Dre. She's also really, really amazing. She loves her body, all body positivity. And I know that when I see my timeline full of people who look like me or are similar to me and are kicking it and are happy, that will also motivate me to be happier in my own skin. The other thing that I would say is to be kind to yourself. We are our worst critics, you know. There could be somebody falling in love with my funny teeth right now, and I'm just like, oh my God, $40,000 for a BBL or teeth. Like, that's my prayer. God, give me 40K so that I can buy a body or buy some teeth. But somebody else is like, you've got the cutest, like, I get so many DMs on, you've got a gorgeous smile. And I'm like, is it crack? Is it crack you spoke? But you see, there's so many people who appreciate the things that we don't appreciate about ourselves. So we are our biggest critics and we knock ourselves down the hardest. But be kinder to yourself each and every day. Find something that you can affirm that you love about yourself. Focus more on the good things rather than on the bad things. Also, just even when appreciating other people's beauty, don't turn it into a competition. It's not. They are gorgeous in the way that they are, different from you, and that's fine. That is sharp, chummy, like that is good. And we all cannot look like, seriously, we cannot all look like Dr. Miami's experiments. We all can't. We are different. We all bring a different flavor. We all bring you know, variety. We, you know, imagine just eating chocolate M&Ms the rest of your life and you don't have the other colors. Like, be boring. Smarties are nice because there's yellow, there's green, there's blue, there's white, there's whatever color, there's yellow. That's why they're nice. So we all need variety. You are needed with the way you look, with the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you do things, the way you execute whatever it is that you execute. We need you as is, and we don't need you to execute like Chantal. We don't need you to execute like Rihanna, even though we all want to. We don't need you to execute like Oprah. How you do things is how God intended, and what is missing. You know what I mean? So just bear that in mind. So I'm also gonna read some of the great messages I got in my inbox. Unwavering Fortitude Cleopatra said, first step is acceptance that I am enough. Second step is contentment, because God himself created me in his own image, and understanding that awakens a love of self that begins within. Also, stop seeking validity in the wrong people and wrong places, because when it doesn't come, insecurities become more enhanced. Mingle with the right lot who boost your morale and your confidence. This is very important before engaging in serious romantic relationships. Kudos to you. I definitely 100% agree. You need to cut anybody off who makes you feel any less of a human being. You need to mingle with people who think you are the sun, the moon, the earth, the fire, the wind, the water. You need to be with a tribe of people that just make you feel like you are the one that this whole world has been waiting for. And trust me, when you have a tribe like that and you guys feed off that positive energy, life just becomes sweeter. The other message I got was from Nat Longo. She's also a YouTuber. You can check her out. She said, good question. From my point of view, noticing how others around me are insecure about their looks, I've realized that what they are so insecure about, and I'm sure other people don't even see it. Even if they do see it, it's not something that they constantly notice when they look at them. So that's a way of copying. Tell yourself, you have to tell your mind to be comfortable with it, that it really doesn't matter. That's how I have coped with things I don't like about myself. Guys, it's really not that deep. Honestly, it is not that deep. We need to realize that we are who we are, and we can accept that. And if we cannot, that is where I do not judge people who get BBL. Gosh, girl, I am looking for that 40K too. I don't judge people who get BBLs. I don't judge people who change the way they look. I don't judge that, because if they're not comfortable with who they are, they know the internal battle and the internal conflict that goes on within, and they know there are steps that they can take to change that. But if you know you can't change something, then just learn to accept it and to just love it. And I feel like this would be amazing. Thank you, Nat, for that. And then some of the answers I got, let me just go onto my Instagram. Some of the responses I got. Diana said, I ignore it as if it doesn't exist. I also stay away from people who remind me of them. So, like I was saying, I know I'm a very thick girl. I'm a chubby chub. I stay away from pages that make me feel like I need to put this plate of porridge down and I need to start eating rabbit food. I stay away from that. I know working out, eating healthy is gonna make my body look better, but it doesn't change the shape of my body. If I am a triangle shape, even if I lose weight, I'm still going to be a triangle shape. And I feel like society glorifies the tiny waist, the Dr. Miami type of girl, but I am not her, and I stay away from pages that remind me of that. So Diana does have a good, valid point. What Z says, I show them off, but it took years to get there. Both my legs have birthmarks, and they are more pronounced from the knees going up. It wasn't a thing until I was 14. Then I became self-conscious about it right into my 20s. I had to relearn how to love them. Girl, the way I love birthmarks. Like, I wish I had like a very distinctive birthmark that just sets me apart from anybody else. So it's quite amazing that somebody else struggles with that. Like, that's what we're saying. Like, what you see is not what everyone else is seeing. Like, someone else is like, I wish I had her smile. I wish I had her skin tone. I wish I had her this. I wish I had her that. And you're like, oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. So you need to just be kinder to yourself. Learn to love the parts of you that you are not comfortable with. Just learn to love them. Learn to accept them. And even like when it came to my weight, I wasn't accepting of my weight. I wasn't in love with my weight, but when I accepted my weight and I learned to love it, I knew that I could better it and I could improve it by eating healthy, exercising, all that stuff. Chennai said, I don't spend time thinking about things I can't change. I magnify what I love about me. Girl, you said it. Like, seriously, just love who you are. Spend more time loving who you are than picking on you. You know what I mean? Like, if an intrusive thought comes, I can tell with the teeth, just say, my teeth are cute. Girl, have you heard me say the F? Just make fun of it, make light of it, love it, accept it, Tatenda said, I look at myself in the mirror and speak into them, basically speaking affirmations over myself. I have affirmations there, I have affirmations on my wardrobe, I have affirmations on my mirror, I have affirmations everywhere. And even sometimes when I don't believe them or I don't feel like it, reading them out loud is sort of like a stomp on that insecurity. Like, I am beautiful, kind, wealthy, capable. That's on my mirror. And I read that out every day. And I remind myself that this is who I am and this is how God made me. So thank you, Tatinda, for that. That is true. Miss Tanny said, I'm still working on it. Girl, as long as you started the journey to self-acceptance, that's all that matters. Like, it is better than just sitting on your bed and just tearing yourself apart. But when you consciously make the decision that you want better for yourself and you want to love yourself more. Tembella said, I tell myself I'm the shit. I'm beautiful besides thick thighs, save lives. I love this girl so much. I love this girl so much. And that is true. She is beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's thick. She's amazing, just as is. And I'm glad that she's got such a kick-ass attitude, because you definitely will need it in life. And then Unhinged said, I coped through imitating confident women with traits I was insecure about. That's what I say. Follow people who look like you guys. Like, I feel like that is the trick. If Chantal does not make you feel good about yourself, unfollow Chantal and follow the people that make you feel good about yourself. People that you can relate to, people that you can aspire to, because they look like you. And you know, if they can do it, you can too. So please, 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 curate your content, curate your timelines to be more kind to you and your esteem. Maria said, I fix whatever that makes me feel uncomfortable, and definitely she does, guys. This girl, literally, she's my friend. She will be like, this is what I don't like, I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna fix it. And that's honestly an attitude that you need to have. If you are so caught up in how you look and how, that's why I was like, I don't judge anybody who does anything to themselves or gets work done, as long as it makes you feel happy and you are doing something about it, you know what I mean? But I think at most times you realize that if you don't deal with you loving yourself as who you are, even when you get something done, you always find something else to pick on. So just work on loving yourself and being kind to yourself, guys. I hope this story time / question / pep talk was something that you guys enjoyed. I just need to get it out there. You guys are beautiful just as you are. If you need a break from social media, take a break from social media. But before you do, delete everyone that rubbishes your esteem. Delete anyone that makes you feel bad about yourself. Block, delete, block everyone, and start following people who look like you, who you aspire to be, people who are amazing, people who are inspirational, people who are doing and working in their purpose, and people who are just, you know, great people. Follow those type of people who look like you. Curate your content, curate your timeline, be kind to yourself, accept yourself, love yourself, work on the things that don't make you feel good about yourself. If it's your speech, go to a speech therapy. If it's your weight, go to the gym, eat healthy, go book an appointment with a doctor in Miami, whatever floats your boat. But love yourself from within and you will learn to accept who you are on the outside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm actually so tired of talking because I know this is going to be long. But guys, please bear with me. Bear with me. This is an important message. If you guys have anything or any tricks or tips on how you deal with insecurities, how you boost your confidence, please write it down in the comment section down below. And I would also encourage for you guys to be kind to one another. Go and write in somebody's DM just how beautiful they are. Appreciate a feature on their face. Appreciate a feature on their body. Just appreciate who they are. You don't know whose day you're making. You don't know who you're helping to fight this battle of esteem. But just saying, oh gosh, I love your smile, or hi, I just decided to just tell you that I love your body, or I love your hair, or I love your teeth, or I love your eyes. Just do that. Be kind, pass it forward, pay it forward, and be kind to one another, loves. Until the next time, love and light.